Hey folks, welcome to the MD Man channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you a real quick and simple recipe to make your own homemade scent killer or scent spray. Now, there's all kinds of this stuff on the market. You know, you've got supercharged scent killer. This is, I don't even know who makes it, right? There's all kinds. There's dead downwind. There's all kinds of different scent eliminators or scent killer sprays. Cripes, if you want, you can buy a $600 ozonator that I'm not even sure actually does anything, but sounds really cool, and a lot of people swear by them. I'm not saying that these work. I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm just saying that you can make your own as opposed to paying like 20 bucks for this kit. The dead downwind stuff is about $9.99, you know, for a little squeeze bottle full. I'm not against this stuff at all. As a matter of fact, we use it a lot during the moose and the deer hunt here in New Brunswick, and I got nothing wrong with, you know, spraying this down, especially from the knees down, you know, where we're going to be, you know, walking into spots or brushing up against things and we don't want to leave our scent around, you know, spraying down the gloves, things like that. No problem with that. But I have a problem with paying a fortune for stuff that you don't need to. So I've got a great homemade recipe here, and I want to share that with you today. Listen, if you haven't yet subscribed to the MD Man channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We sure would appreciate it. And as always, we're looking for questions, you know, comments, feedback, whatever you got. We'd love to hear from you, some video suggestions or what you do out on your trap line or out on your hunts. We'd love to hear from you. So just drop those in the comments down below, and we do our best to get back to you as soon as we can on those. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to make our own scent killer spray, scent eliminator. If you want to check out some of the commercial products, you know, that are out there on the market, I'll drop a link down below in the comments, and you can go ahead and click on that link, and that'll take you to some of the, you know, the stuff on Amazon or the stuff on eBay or just different places you can get some stuff. If you want to check those out, feel free. There'll be a link down below in the comments. What you're going to need to get started is you're going to need some type of mixing containers, mixing bowl that will hold about 2 liters, okay? So, you know, roughly, I don't know, half a gallon, whatever. So a couple of liter mixing bowl. You're gonna need a quarter cup measure, and something to mix with. My trusty wooden spoon is what I use, okay? And then you're gonna need about 2 liters of warm or hot distilled water. Really try not to use the stuff out of your tap unless you're sure you know what's coming out of your well. There's some funky stuff, and you know, you can get some funky stuff in your wells that does weird things when we start adding and mixing. So I always like to use distilled water, or you can, of course, you can boil the water out of your well and then make sure with that. So all right, let's get started. First thing is our 2 liters of warm or hot distilled water. Hotter is better, doesn't have to be boiling. Okay, you're gonna take a quarter cup of pure baking soda, and just so you know, I buy all this stuff at the dollar store, okay? So when I'm all said and done here, I'm gonna have about 2 liters of this stuff made, and I'm going to have approximately, well, about $1.50 is what I'm gonna have all said and done, okay? So it makes sense to make your own. So again, I've got pure baking soda, 75 cents at the dollar store, and a quarter cup measure. So I'm gonna use a quarter cup. There we go. So a quarter cup of baking soda going into my mix here. I'll tilt this camera down for you. Okay, so a quarter cup baking soda into the mix, and then go ahead and stir that up. Now, it shouldn't take long to dissolve in the water, depending on the temperature of your water. Now, if you start out and you do not follow my instructions and you use cold water, this process will take longer. So as you can see, we've used warm water here, and in just seconds, this baking soda pretty much dissolves, okay? Now, I've seen some YouTube videos. Let me move here. I've seen some YouTube videos of guys doing this, you know, a similar type recipe, and they put it in a jug, screw the lid on the jug and shake it up some. I do not recommend that, okay? This baking soda and warm water will give off some gases, and it will tend to build up some pressure inside a jug. So if you try this, I really recommend that you do it in like a mixing bowl first, and then pour it off into whatever you're going to use, okay? You can do it in the jug, but you're risking having a mess somewhere, right? As you take the cover off and that pressure, or I don't think you'll ever explode a jug. I don't think there's that much pressure, but why risk it when you can just make it in a bowl? Okay, there we go. So as soon as your liquid becomes clear again, you know all your baking soda is dissolved. Then what you're gonna do is grab yourself a bottle of hydrogen peroxide. Now this is 3%. Okay, so hydrogen peroxide, 3%, right? Do not use the 99% stuff. That is not what you want to spray on your clothes and all around. So 3% hydrogen peroxide. And we're going to use the full bottle of this. We're going to use the full bottle of this in our mixture here. And again, one bottle, 16-ounce bottle, does... Actually, this is 473 mils, so probably not 16 ounces. But anyway, this is about 500 milliliters, and this will do 2 liters of this mixture, okay? So we're going to add that to our already warm water with our baking soda. Pretty much going to fill us up in our mixing bowl here. Once that's in, we're going to mix it again. Now, I know it doesn't look like there's a lot to mix, but you really do want to mix that around. They're different consistencies. So hydrogen peroxide, the 3% version, is a little lighter than water. So you're going to want to just give that a real good stir. Even if it doesn't look like you're doing anything, probably, you know, a good 1 to 2 minutes of just making sure this is mixed well, stirring it around. Okay? This is the part where I'll fade out the video, stir this for 2 minutes, and then fade back in, and you won't have to sit here and watch me stir this for 2 minutes, okay? There we go. Perfect. 2 minutes. Just took you a second. The beauty and the wonder of modern technology. All right. There we go. All stirred up. Okay. So what you've just created, my friends, using some hot water, some baking soda, and some hydrogen peroxide is equivalent to this fancy dandy bottle of supercharged scent killer odorless formula, 99% effective, blah, 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 blah. It's this in a bottle with a fancy label so we can charge more, okay? I'm not against this product, don't get me wrong. I'm like I said before, I'm just against paying a whole lot for something I don't need to. Ta-da! Dollar store spray bottle. Holds a liter, costs $1, okay? At this point, you're gonna wanna let this cool. If you put it in the bottle warm, you can, don't get me wrong, you can put it in the bottle warm, but don't screw the lid on tight, because as this cools, there will be some vapor, there will be some gases, and again, you can build up pressure inside the bottle. Once it's cool, that's all done with, right? So then you don't have to worry about the pressure. If you pour it into your bottle still warm, don't screw the lid on super tight. And that's it. You just take your, however you did it, put the liquid in the bottle. I like a spray bottle because it's easy. Carry it around. Spray, 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 clothes, jacket, hat, gloves, boots, whatever it is that you would normally use scent killer for. And that's it. It's do it yourself. It's cheap. It's easy. And again, I make 2 liters at a time. It costs me pennies compared to buying stuff, and works every bit as good. Anyway, look, I hope this is something that can help you out on your line, or out there, you know, heading to your deer stand, or out on the moose hunt, or whatever it is you're doing. And until next time, happy hunting from the MB Wildman channel.